Five to Rock.
Primeiro quadro Five to Rock do canal do Batalha consiste em 5 perguntas, 5 respostas. Primeiro artista que eu escolhi para essa missão é o americano Jeff Scott Soto, que eu tenho muita ligação há muito tempo, já fiz várias entrevistas com ele, e ele está celebrando 40 anos do álbum Marching Out, o primeiro disco que ele cantou quase inteiro com Yngwie Malmsteen, segundo lançamento do Yngwie Malmsteen. So, Jeff.
Here we are again, Batalha.
Good to see you.
Well, you're seeing me and Mike Capirosca.
Capirosca.
So, yeah, we have to make sure
here
that's
at Malta Rock Bar. So, Jeff, after singing on 2 tracks from the debut album Rising Force, what do you remember about those early years, joining Yngwie's band and jumping into the recordings of Marching Out, which, can you believe it, turns 40 this year?
Yeah. Well, I remember everything. There's a lot of things in my career they're going away. It's hard to remember unless somebody reminds me. But for some reason, that beginning, I remember everything. Most people don't understand the first album when I sang only 2 songs. There was only 2 songs that Yngwie was going to sing. It was supposed to be a solo album. He was in Alcatraz. They gave him a solo deal. There was no talk of a new band, Rising Force. The Rising Force was the name of the album, was not the name of the band yet. So when I joined the band officially, I remember the night he told me I'm officially in the band. I was at his house, and I always went out to hang out at his house. The other Swedes lived in the house with him, Marcel and the brothers. And they were drinking in the kitchen and talking for 2 hours. And I'm sitting in the living room going, I thought this was celebration. I'm in the band and I'm alone. And the fruit, speaking Swedish. So finally, after 2 hours, Yngwie comes to me and goes, listen, these guys they told me, you're in the band and I'm supposed to record the vocals this weekend. Just go home and listen to this. If you can sing this tomorrow in the studio, then we keep it on the record. If it doesn't sound good, I'm doing the vocals. The other guys in the band knew they don't want Yngwie to sing. So that's why, hey, we got a singer now, let him sing. So I was not supposed to be on the first album. It was only because, especially the song As Above, So Below, there's no way Yngwie could sing all that high stuff. And because I could do it easily when I was 18 years old, he allowed me to sing on that. But we were already working on Marching Out the songs. During that time, when I was I already sang the demo for I'll See the Light Tonight. I sang the demo for Caught in the Middle. No, Soldier Without Faith. I sang also I'm a Viking. And there was one more, I can't remember. I already did 4. And so he already knew my voice. That's why the guy's like, he should be on the first album. We started the pre-production and then we started recording the album in late 1984. I think we finished my last vocal. For some reason, I have a memory that we finished it on New Year's Eve. Because I remember we were singing, finished, and then we went out to a New Year's Eve party. Now, as memory serves everybody else, in February, he got nominated for a Grammy for the first album. Because the second album was supposed to be the first official band album. Marching Out was supposed to be the first worldwide release. Rising Force was only for Japan, solo album, instrumental. Then all of a sudden the news came in, Yngwie got nominated for a Grammy. Oh, we can't release the band album yet. We have to wait for the Grammys to see if he wins. And then we have some momentum, then we release the Marching Out. By the time we released Marching Out, I already left the band.
And how involved were you in shaping the vocal melodies and lyrics? What was it like working with Yngwie in the studio during that era?
It was pretty easy. I mean, he had his set ideas. He knew what he wanted already. But again, he's not the kind of, he can't sing what he wants me to sing. He can't sing that range. So he would rely on me to, if he played it on the guitar or he sings an octave lower, to sing an octave higher. So he can hear what it's going to sound like. From there, I was able to throw in my ideas. I was able to bounce ideas off of him, not just only do what he wanted me to do. It wasn't like, sing this, okay, sing this, okay. I put my identity on everything, but we did it together.
And what kind of vocal challenges did you face at that time? And how do you look back on those performances today?
Well, I wish I could be as excited as the rest of the world when they tell me that's the best vocal work I've ever done, or that was the beginning of where they discovered me, and it's so classic, it's so influential. I listen to it and I say, oh, I sound like a kid. I don't sound like I found my voice yet. And I remember distinctly, especially on the first two songs on the first album, but even I'll See the Light Tonight and some of the other songs, I remember thinking, I grew up listening, like you and I, we grew up listening to soul music, R&B music. I can't use that style for heavy metal. So, but I don't have my style yet. So I'm thinking, let me borrow some Bruce Dickinson, let me borrow some Rob Halford, let me borrow some Ronnie James Dio. And this song, I can do this like Bruce, I can do this like Ronnie. I was copying others just to get through that so I sound more metal. Now when I listen, it sounds forced. It doesn't sound like I would sing it today. If I sang it 40 years ago today, I know how to do it now. I didn't have this experience yet.
Do any standout memories from the Marching Out tour come to mind?
Good or bad?
Both.
Unfortunately, no, there were some really great moments. I don't want to put a negative spin on the whole experience. I mean, most of the times you hear Yngwie talking about Alcatraz, it's pretty negative. And this was my beginning. This was the very beginning of my career and everything. And I treasure it. I look at it without this, I wouldn't be here today.
Yeah.
Maybe I'd be somewhere else, but I wouldn't be this where I'm at today. So of course I have to honor it. I can't look back and, there was so much negative I don't want to talk about it. Now I remember some great times, and those great times were with the brothers, the Johansson brothers, with Marcel and Yngwie. We had fun, we had some good times, and then unfortunately there was enough bad times to kind of make it, I don't want to be here anymore.
If you were to sing any of those songs now, would your approach be any different? How was your relationship with that material evolved over time?
Yeah, I mean, when I do I'm a Viking or I'll See the Light Tonight, these days, I do it kind of my own way, a little more like I would have done it then. I have a very soulful approach when I sing. So when something's really robotic or very too much of this, I want to soften it a little bit. And I didn't do that on those original recordings. So I do that more now when I sing those songs now. And if I could go back and do it again, my God, it would be so much I would change. Not so much how you hear me singing, more so how you hear me singing. The parts themselves, I wouldn't change them. Just my approach. It's just, it sounds too stiff for me. It sounds too gringo for me, if that makes sense.
So let's start with I'll See the Light Tonight.
I think that was the second or third song we did together. Yngwie, he had a demo of it at home, and he said, I don't really have anything for this except I have the title, I'll See the Light Tonight. I'll see the lights or something like this. So I took it home. I started just coming up with melodies. Most of my melodies that I came up with remained. He changed a few of them when we changed the lyrics, and he changed. So from there, that's why he got Lyrics Publishing on there. I do have the original recordings, the demos of these songs. You can hear the difference of how I sang this compared to what it ended up being. So I'll See the Light Tonight, we did together.
Next one is Don't Let It End.
That one was another one where I came up with all the lyrics. I came up with most of the melodies. Yngwie came up with the chorus. It's not a chorus, but the na 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 na. That's all him. But the melodies on the verses, da 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 da. He came up with da 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 da. I would never come up with that. It's very classical. So yeah, we did that together. I wrote all the lyrics except for the title. He came up with Don't Let It In, and he got 50% of the lyrics.
The other one, Disciples of Hell.
That was one. I love the song, musically, the melodies. I wasn't in love with the lyrics because Yngwie was really fascinated by the occult. You know, like when Ozzy sang Mr. Crowley, somebody else wrote the lyrics and he just sang Mr. Crowley, what they've done to your head. And he's not reading books and studying the Black Bible and all that stuff. Yngwie was. Not that Yngwie was a Satanist. He was just really interested in the occult. He wanted to know about both sides. He wanted the white side and the dark side. So he did a lot of studies with this. So from that's where the song Disciples of Hell, there's a lot of burning candles, incantations. There's a lot of things that I felt a little uneasy about. I grew up in a very strong Catholic household. And the whole time I'm thinking, like, I hope my mother doesn't hear this song. That's all I kept thinking. And when we were rehearsing it during the pre-production, I remember after the guitar solos, I was just goofing around. It's a long section of nothing's happening. So I sounded like a demon, like a Satan character. And everybody grooving at the rehearsal. We get to the studio, Yngwie saying, "Hey, you have to do that thing you did in the..." No, what? I was just goofing around. That wasn't serious. No, but it's cool. And then he wrote, "Raise your cup and praise the Prince of Darkness. See the truth in this," whatever. I forgot the lyrics, but everything about it is like, I'm worshiping Satan. That, man, I didn't tell him this because I don't want to get fired. So I tried reverse psychology. Yngwie, you have a European accent. You should do the voice. It'll sound more European. It'll sound more authentic. No, you do it. So I went in, "Raise your cup and praise the Prince of Darkness. See the truth." I forgot it again. I don't remember the words, but I didn't like doing that. I knew I was gonna have to hide that one from my mother later.
The other one, I Am a Viking.
That's another one. Most people don't know the meaning behind Yngwie's name is Young Viking Chief. That's the translation of his name. So clearly he writes a song called I'm a Viking. It works. Swedish Viking, it makes sense. I'm Puerto Rican. There's no Puerto Rican Vikings. Maybe there is. I'm the only one. So every night I have to sing, "I am a Viking." I'm thinking, no, I'm not. I like rice and beans. Come on.
Anguish and Fear.
I remember he gave me the original demo of him singing it in Sweden. And I'm like, oh, okay, we're not going to do it like this. But yeah, again, I had fun doing it. It was an easier one to do. Again, he used to do that back in Sweden, so it was more catered to his range. So even no, I can do it like in my sleep because it's so low. So that was an easy one for me.
On the Run Again.
That one is finally I got 100% of the lyrics and 100% of the melodies, because he said, "I got nothing for this one." He says, "More of a straight rocker." And I'm like, I got this. And I remember writing the lyrics about kind of like, I always write lyrics in double entendre. This particular time I was writing about like somebody who's escaping from prison or escaping from a situation where they're either going to be killed or they're going to lose their life in another way if they don't escape. So I took the same idea. Lyrically, it can be about somebody escaping from a prison or escaping from a bad relationship.
Soldier Without Fate.
100% Yngwie. He wrote the words, he wrote the melodies, everything on that. And yeah, I love singing that one because it was really interesting. I remember when we were doing the pre-production of it, the song starts in one key, but then when the verse comes, it's in a different key. But I have to start singing in the new key before I hear the next chord. So da 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 da. It changes. It completely shifts onto another key. So I had to already think in my head, I have to hear the next chord before I start singing, because I'm singing to lead him into it. So it was a tricky one, but those are the kinds of things I love that challenge me, especially when I was younger, because I was able to do something so in my head then was complicated for my age and my experience.
And you put an album complicated. It's complicated.
Yeah.
The last one, Caught in the Middle.
That's another one I think Yngwie changed like 2 or 3 words, and I had to split the lyrics with him 50-50. But Caught in the Middle, I wrote all the lyrics except for 1 or 2 words he changed. And that one is more about somebody who they're being put into a mental institution because people think this person is deranged, that they're unhinged, that they need they need help in that way. But the twist behind it, I kind of use, again, double entendre. It's actually the rest of the world that's gone crazy, and he's the only, the last normal person left. So you're caught in the middle of life and fantasy. It's like life around you is not what you think it is. The fantasy is the fact that you're the only one that's actually normal. It's really interesting way I did the lyrics on that one. And I think about it, 40 years ago, I thought of something so, involved.
It's actual.
Yeah, I'm 19 years old coming up with something that, wow, that's pretty cool.
So thanks a lot, Jeff.
No problem,
One
man.
more. Thanks a lot. Valeu. 5 to Rock.
Valeu.